feel like, like that senior center, 12-story, and we're not talking about that. Other people have come in too small, and as the developers, and union developers, they come in and they
Come on, let's go. Okay. Woo, let's do it tonight. Yes.
I know there's a lot of speakers that would like to speak on the downtown, and my office is located in the Franklin Mall. And so therefore, I will be recusing myself from any discussions through the public presentations. So I'm going to ask Vice Mayor Kathy Watanabe to come and run the next portion of the public presentation.
And the first three people I have are Gloria Goldsberry, Michelle Sandoval, and Ann Andresek. Okay. Gloria Goldsberry?
I'd like to cede my time to Dan Ronsak.
So I might go a little over, so I think she's given me a couple minutes.
Do you have a way to adjust the time to, okay.
Well, thank you. Thank you, council members, city manager Santana, staff, and all. My name is Dan Undersek. I'm co-chair of Reclaiming Our Downtown. And I want to begin, last Thursday night, our founder, Rod Dunn, back there, got up in front of the Historical Landmarks Commission to discuss our efforts to return the downtown to Santa Clara, and received a very, very warm welcome, with one exception. One commissioner asked, "Who is underwriting you? You must be getting paid." I find it hard to believe that in this day and age that anyone would take on this for free. I would like to assure Mr. J.L. Spike Sandifer that Rod nor anybody sitting behind us is doing this for money. We're doing it for the love of the city, our own town. We're righting a terrible wrong that has been done to all of us. This is a message for those behind me, and thank you all for showing, by the way, our core. Those sitting in front of us has been nothing but supportive. The council members, the city manager Santana, Manuel, Andrew, staff, they've been available at a drop of a needle. They've had incredible ideas, and we just really appreciate it. This is really a good news Santa Clara story for once. This year we've seen our membership triple, but what's truly amazing is the unification of very different citizens, and thousands of them, and multiple other groups around downtown that from what I understand, previously were kind of quarreling about downtown. I understand Mr. Standifer's confusion. There's been 50 years of bickering about what to do with downtown and why it was killed. We're done looking back. Together, we are looking forward to a unique, architecturally significant, and economically viable downtown. But Santa Clarans want it now. Our polling shows this. Our group is not in any competition with City Place, and that's the first time I've ever said those two words in this place. I'm not against it. I think it's synergistic. Just as long as they don't call themselves downtown. But
They changed that down.
oh, did they?
It's off the
Okay, then
website.
we're at war. Oh, I'm at 26. But we are not willing to wait for City Place to start the development of the original downtown. We have the combined talent to get this done in parallel. Our group is here for city management and to assist in this task. We have put 22 months together, done our homework, met those who have succeeded in returning their downtowns to their cities, and it's time to move this forward. It's time to return downtown to Santa Clara now.
Thank you, Assistant Mayor Watanabe, and thank you, council members, City Manager Santana, city staff, and members of the public for hearing us. I'm personally, my wife Ruth and I are personally 26-year residents of Santa Clara, which makes us youngins by some standards. But we're really enthusiastic about the possibility of looking at what the city can do with our downtown, our historic downtown. And we'd like to see good things come out of that. For almost 2 years, volunteer members reclaiming our downtown, as Dan said, we're almost 3,000 in number now, have spent hundreds of hours of discussing, surveying, and talking to the public and among ourselves about what could be done. 4 out of 5 Santa Clarans seem to want the original downtown rebuilt and consider it a top priority. And by that, I don't necessarily mean an exact duplication, but a place where we can go to enjoy some time as a community, a destination which has attractive features, and something that we can make distinctively Santa Clara. So we don't want just a hodgepodge series of projects. We want something that's coordinated and artistically done. We have unity, as Dan indicated, among very diverse peoples in the group, around the 5 visions of the group. And I'm not going to go into those now, I don't have time, and they may be discussed later, or we can make them available for those interested. We've established a sense of unity with many city officials, various people in the community. Even the Congressman Ro Khanna has expressed interest in the idea, so we're excited about that. And there's been extensive research done by Rod and Dan and others. They've spoken with planners and architects and city managers from New York to California. And they're to be commended for this because, as he said, it's all on his dime. He's not taking payment from anybody. He's doing it for the love of the idea. They've seen what works and what doesn't. So the key thing I'm trying to make, the key point I'm trying to make here is we have access to great information and great resources about how to do it right. It's exciting. On a personal note, I think we're at a historical moment where we can do something with that area downtown that has never really been that attractive to most anybody except the college students who are nearby. My wife and I have enjoyed going to Campbell downtown, Palo Alto downtown, Mountain View downtown, Saratoga downtown, and we would love to be able to go to Santa Clara downtown. Thank you.
Connie Costa, Anna Vargas Smith, and Patty Allman.
Hi, everyone. Vice President Watanabe and Council. My name is Anna Vargas Smith, and tonight I want to talk about best practices. The points that I will share today are based on the studies and speaking to those cities that have successful downtowns and even those that failed. But I want to start first with the idea of a master plan. Basically, when you design a house, you begin with a family's plan of exactly how you want to live. How do people want to feel when they first walk in? How is that house going to interact with your family on Sunday night? How will it greet your guests on holidays? Is it welcoming? What will the central features of that home be? What is the flow through that house? How will the noise in the living room affect those sleeping in the bedrooms? Questions like that come to mind. Just as you do not begin building the hallways of your house first without having a master plan, nothing in our downtown should start without a complete, precise plan. Having said that, we applaud city management for working on the next steps for a downtown master plan. We also want to make sure that the community is involved in this planning process and incorporate some proven best practices of other cities as well, such as a downtown precise plan that combines strategically retooled city regulations, supportive infrastructure, and placemaking that works in synergy to attract private investors. All experts that we've interviewed have said a precise plan is best hammered out through a community task force. We recommend the task force be comprised of at least one member of reclaiming, the old quad, local merchants, city management, SCU executives, SCU students, citizens, with no more than about 10 representatives. Other cities have also shown that task force should be a key point in choosing the correct urban planner during that RFP process. Lastly, and respectfully, we ask for urban financial expert to verify that this makes sense for the citizens, the city, and the developers alike. We are ready to begin now. This will require some money to get started. I believe that is part of the agenda today, but we would like to have a very serious conversation about the allocation of resources to begin this process in our next meeting with you. It is our goal to start the task force with a precise plan by 2019. We're here, we are ready. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Anna. So Connie Costa, is Connie Costa here? Did she allocate her time? Okay, you've allocated your time.
Yeah, whoever needs it.
Great.
Mary.
Okay. I have Patty Alman, Mary Grizzle, and Rod Dunham. Patty,
Thank you.
welcome.
Thank you, Vice Mayor and Council. The return of the exact grid is reclaiming our downtown's #1 vision. We are manically focused on the exact return of the original street grid. If we are going to get the outdoor cafes that we have seen in other cities, we have to have at least the original 75-foot width on Franklin Street. It also enables two-way car use with a turn lane. But again, to begin planning Franklin without knowing the precise plan is backwards. It is parcel by parcel planning of the past that has delivered the Park Central and the sparse retail buildings we now see. Here's an example from our research team. At one time, Mountain View Main Street, Castro Street was 80 foot by 90 feet wide with 8 feet wide sidewalks. 4-lane traffic created a speeding problem for pedestrians. In the 80s, the Mountain View planning team reduced the 4 lanes to 3 and widened the sidewalks. When the flex zones are used for dining, the total pedestrian width is 23 feet, nearly 3 times the original 8 feet. It creates a really comfortable outside dining experience with easy pedestrian flow between the cafe and the outdoor diners. Please go see it if you get a chance. They place trees close to the moving cars, which really helps to slow the cars down. All of these examples exist right now in Livermore, Redwood City, Lodi, that's where I'm from, Mountain View, and many other downtowns on the West Coast. They are beautiful and they are profitable for business owners. When we return to the next meeting, we have actual before and after photographs of how the Castro and Main Streets like it were redesigned for dangerous eyesores to slower, tree-lined, pedestrian-friendly places in which outdoor cafes thrive. It is all about the design, the total design. I have heard some rumors of changing the size of Franklin Street. I ask you, on behalf of your citizens, not to begin the planning of the streets until a precise plan has been established. Thank you. I appreciate all your time and support and hope we can bring back the downtown soon. Thank you.
Mary, if you'd like
I
to.
think I'm going to have Donna go and Rod and then myself.
Okay, Donna and Rod, if you would line up, please.
Thank you, Vice Mayor Martinelli, council members, city manager Santana, staff, and all. My name's Donna West. I'm a new 25-year resident and a 15-year woman business owner of the city of Santa Clara and a volunteer for reclaiming our downtown. And I do watch the city council meetings remotely. I'm a remote worker. Let's talk money. I help tech and other businesses, and the next steps growth as they start. And I am a finance background. I love numbers. And with the budget coming soon, our team's research group has looked into other cities' downtowns, bringing in Palo Alto, which is another university town, brings in $250 million. Downtown Mountain View's revenues were $152.3 million in 2015. Los Gatos Main Street brought in $180 million in 2016. And Campbell, which is exactly half the size of the destroyed Santa Clara downtown at Franklin Street, is returned to us in full, brought in $80 million. This would mean our, excuse me, this would mean our downtown would comfortably exceed $120 million in retail revenues, based on a very liberal target located, and we've got 9,000 students located yards away from our downtown. Let's say 120 a year. I've done the calculations. If you multiply this amount by 52 years that we had a destroyed downtown, you would have $6.24 billion, that's with a B, that our downtown would have received revenues. Aside from the embarrassment of a parking lot, in our downtown, we simply can't afford to wait any longer. Let's get this started yesterday. We're here to help you.
Thank you, Donna.
How are you?
See you.
Good evening, Council. I'm Santana. My name's Rod Dunham. I'm the founder of Reclaiming Our Downtown and co-chair along with Dan Anderson. Tonight, we formally request to get on the Council's agenda and discuss the funding and immediate implementation of the technique and best practices we discussed tonight. Your citizens have done their job. Our city is at a very rare point. We now have what we've never had: unification between groups that were previously at odds around 5 key visions. The unification of city officials, city management, council members about the importance of not only building a downtown, but doing it right. Forming a group of thousands of your citizenry that are focused on the return of the heart of this city. We now have survey results which show over 80% of Santa Clarans want their original downtown return, and that no other project in this city is as important to them. We also have access to the state and nation's best urban planners and their best practices on how to create a truly unique downtown. In the next meeting, we want to go into details on potential upfront costs of the following: forming and guiding a community citizen-driven task force. The task force ability to recommend the city management a proven urban planner for the job during the RFP process. The formation of a downtown precise plan. The implementation of form-based code to deliver the results based on the precise plan and cut the red tape so developers are on board. If we want to see downtown built, this is now the time. Santa Clara has a perfect mixture of a strong city management team and a very well-educated, motivated group of citizens. Our core team stands ready to be your bridge in assisting this to happen. Our citizens have waited 50 years. We all owe them this. For these that are here now and in the memory of those no longer with us. After tonight's meeting, we ask for a first available spot on Council's calendar and take the next needed steps to begin this downtown precise plan. Your citizens are ready, ladies and gentlemen. Santa Clara is ready. 55 years, we're ready. Let's get this going. Reclaiming Our Downtown members and your citizens greatly appreciate this. Thank you.
I would like Anna to speak on behalf. There's 2
Anna
students.
has already spoken, Mary.
Anna
Anna has already spoken.
I know, but Anna has letters from 2 students that were given to her by the university.
The university students from the student government, they wanted to attend tonight, but they had midterms, and they also.
And they couldn't go. So could we give it to somebody else to read?
Maybe the lady on the end who, would you like to speak? Would you like to read the letters, please?
Sure.
Thank you.
Michelle will read the second.
Okay, that's good.
And what is your name for the record again, please?
Connie Costa.
Thank you, Connie. So this is the first one.
Okay, I just need the first one. Start first.
This is her statement.
As students at Santa Clara University, we're excited for the potential possibilities of a downtown. Many students would love to see more restaurants within walking distance of campus. Many students enjoy aspects of the El Camino, Coleman, and Santana Row shopping centers that are slightly too far to walk, and not every student has a car. Similarly, students would like some sort of drugstore, like a CVS or a Walgreens within walking distance, because the only place to pick up products close to campus is Safeway. Students would also like to see some entertainment options like theaters, roller rinks, bowling alleys that provide students with activities. In terms of how students currently use downtown, older students have the options of going to the bars or to Tap Lab. Then the occasional trip to the farmer's market or to the post office. Not all students feel that by bringing this sort of life within minutes of campus can greatly enhance our experience as students at Santa Clara. Thank you. Her name is Taylor Key, Neighborhood Ambassador, BSU.
Wonderful. Okay, and you are?
Hi, I'm Michelle Sandoval, and I'm going to be reading Lena Browning's letter.
Great, thank you.
Ask any Santa Clara student about what we love about our university, and one of the first things we'll tell you is our beautiful campus. However, as much as students love the campus, they often complain that there is not much to do in the surrounding area. Students are looking to go off campus to eat, run errands, take study breaks, and enjoy time with peers. This is especially true for underclassmen who do not have cars and would like to be able to do more within walking distance. Students are interested in more restaurants, cafes, places to run errands like CVS, and things to do at night such as bars and a movie theater. And again, this is from Elena Redding, who is the ASG Vice President for Community Development, BS Political Science, and BA Communication at Santa Clara University, and she's part of the class of 2018.
Thank you very much, Ms. Sandoval. Mary, it's your turn.
And Vice Mayor and staff, the reason why I have to speak last is because today I'm not speaking on behalf of reclaiming our downtown. I'm speaking on behalf of myself. My name is Mary Grizzle. I'm a core member of Reclaiming Downtown, but tonight I speak for myself and myself alone. A couple of people are going to faint here, but I want to point something out on the record. Prometheus is not the bad guy of our downtown. This group did not invade what was downtown and build Central Park. We, the city of Santa Clara, approved the plans. In the 80s, the downtown had already been destroyed, and Prometheus simply brought land which had been barren for decades. They built apartments, and as promised, they are happily collecting rents. Again, legally, they are not obligated to do anything else. However, as a citizen of Santa Clara since 1957, I find an obligation to speak out. What follows are my personal observations and an ask of the Prometheus Corporation. to also help the city of Santa Clara, which has given so much to them. As I calculated, Prometheus currently has 10 apartment complexes in the city of Santa Clara, which bring in nearly 97 million a year. And if they get the Viso property, this should put them well above 100 million a year. Just off Santa Clara. This is a major part of their total sales. Yet, look as I may, I cannot find much of anything donated back to the city by this company. Let me add again, the company is not obligated to do anything. But in my opinion, it is not nice to have, in quotes, to be a good corporate citizen. It is a must. For example, the Sobrados have donated 100 of millions of dollars within the city of Santa Clara, creating jobs, expanding education, and bettering the community. While the Sobrados do a lot of business in Santa Clara, they pay it forward to us in many ways, donating to Allern, the Bill Wilson Center, the Pacific Autism Center, and VIA Rehabilitation. In 2016, the Sobrados donated over $50 million to Santa Clara University. And on January of 2017, donated a record-breaking $100 million to build Santa Clara's new STEM building. Santa Clara has been very good to you, Prometheus. If you're here, I don't know if you're here or not, but they have been very good to you. You are an integral part of this downtown plan. My personal ask of you is that you find it in your heart to give back to a city that has given you so much. I want to ask you to return Franklin Street back to the city so that the heart and soul of Santa Clara, its downtown, can be complete. It can't be done without Franklin Street intact, but it can be accomplished if you become the hero in correcting a wrong that was made so long ago. And furthermore, this is the end of my speech, but I have just a simple thing to add. My grandson, I brought my grandson in here tonight so you can see where my passion lies. And my passion lies in being alive to take him at least once to get an ice cream cone.
Thank you, Mary. Irene, Kimura, Kern, and Judy Harden, are they here?
They already talked about what I was going to ask.
Okay, thank you very much. And are you Linda?
I'm Linda Mello.
Okay. Irene, would you like to speak if you're here?
No, I gave my time to Rob.
Thank you. Okay, Judy Harden?
I'm giving my time to Rob.
Great. Okay, then we are all done with the speakers. Is there anybody else who hasn't spoken or turned in a card that would like to speak? I see Kevin Park coming forward. I have a feeling he's going to speak. So Kevin, welcome.
Thank you. Council, nice to be here. I'd like to kind of reiterate that, which is I'm Kevin Park, and I'm a resident of the city. Nobody special. I'm not part of reclaiming downtown. I know several of the people that are a part of the group, but I'm not part of that. But I like to echo that thought and their sentiments, which is we need a downtown. We need a place for for people to go. I need a place for me to go. Now that I'm married and have a daughter and beautiful wife, I really want some place that I can go to that's in this city and not have to go to Sunnyvale or Campbell or all the other places, Saratoga, Mountain View, Palo Alto. I will say the same thing about Prometheus. Prometheus is a business. I mean, it's certainly not our neighbors, and I've gone through so many issues with Prometheus, with Mansion Grove, with 900 Kylie, and Prometheus has not given a single thing to the residents, and I would like to see Prometheus be part and partner to Santa Clara, not just a business within Santa Clara. I also don't want to see any of the historic downtown visions or ideas come at the cost of the rest of the city. And I think that this is one of the big things that we need to understand, which is all of the things that were said about the historic downtown actually relate to El Camino and other places, including North Santa Clara. And the same parcel by parcel planning that other people have railed about has hurt the city, has been detrimental throughout Santa Clara, and these are the kinds of things that need to stop. I've heard city council people say that retail is dying. Sure is with that attitude. At some point, we need to show that we support the businesses that were here and the businesses that could be here in a way that makes them successful. I go to downtowns many different places because I want someplace to go. I don't want to eat the same place every single day. And I'll say this, those downtowns are not successful because only the residents of those cities go there. I think that they're very successful because people outside the cities also go there, right? I know a lot of people that go to those downtowns, they don't use up parking because they walk there or they take public transit. In fact, Palo Alto is perfect. It has great public transit. You never have to drive and park there. But they have a lot of parking, and why is that? It's not for the residents. It's for people like me who bring my money from Santa Clara and go someplace else to spend it. And I think that this is also very important for any successful downtown, which is we do need transit and we need parking so that not only residents can go there, and residents can go there easily, but also people outside the city who can bring their money to this downtown and vote with their wallets that, on which downtowns are good, successful, and worthy of their money and time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Councilman. Anybody else? Otherwise, we will bring the conversation back here to the dais. Okay, council members, do I have any speakers that?
No. Okay.
But
so-
you wanted to.
Yes, okay. Under public presentation, thank you all for coming. The passion is with you. And I love you all you guys, because you need that downtown. And when I first moved to this city, I could not believe there was not a downtown. But we can't really take an action. The only thing I can do is refer to staff back for a study session, because there are only 4 of us, as you see up on the dais, that are allowed to hear you. The other 3 are not allowed to. So I will ask staff to have a study session set up as soon as possible. Also, to acknowledge and put together your task force at that next meeting, and any other issues that you would like to speak upon on that, so that way your voices will continue to be heard. I know we haven't had a meeting on the downtown revitalization. We had some streamlining going in effect, but if I refer this back to staff, I hope that that will help in your fight, because I want to help you fight. But I think that our staff has a passion for this. They are behind it. You have all stated that very well. You understand that we are doing the best that we can. I know we would like to have it yesterday, because I know that championship of parades, every time I see Rod, that's all he talks about. But anyway, you want to bring back what you had, and we're going to try to get it for you. So it's not a motion, but to refer back to staff to get your meeting for a study session. It will be with the 4 of us in this room, open to the public, and we can get everything done that you have asked for. So I hope that will satisfy.
Manager?
So I just wanted to put out some information. We just started our budget review today, starting with the capital plan study session. We will be releasing the operating budget by Friday. The council will then deliberate on the budget beginning on May 22nd, but included in the budget, the proposed budget, is $400,000 for a precise plan or for master planning. I'd like to just suggest that the council go through the process of deliberating on the budget, taking action, and then from there, we can implement with the budget the study session and get ourselves organized.
Thank you, City Manager.
Thank you, everybody. You've all done some great presentations this evening. Please, keep everything, the master plan. I've heard a lot of wonderful ideas tonight. Please save them and use them going forward. And we look forward to the study session whenever it's set. And we look forward to seeing you again and continuing this process. We all of us here believe in the downtown. I mean, I think all four of us attended all the community meetings, and so we know how important this is to you. I think all of us are a part of your Reclaiming Our Downtown Facebook page. I put comments out there every once in a while. I mean, we're following you. We know what's going on, and we know how important it is. There are some very important stakeholders in the city that want to be a part of this too, including the university. So please don't give up. I mean, from somebody who worked on a library for 7 years, I mean, you don't give up. I'm not saying we're talking 7 years, but the important thing is that everything takes time and it takes patience, but and of course enthusiasm is very important too. But please, hang in there. We're behind you. We support you. We understand how important this is. So. We look forward to seeing you again, and we'll share the date when that study session is set. So thank you again for your time and passion this evening. With that, I'm going to call a 5-minute recess. Thank you.
Thank you. Trying to put me in jail. Thank you so much. Awesome. Did I put you in jail? No. Oh, Mary, I put other people in jail. 2,000. Woo! That's a good start. That's a great start.
You noticed me, I was like, oh, Malcolm.
Things are moving. Seasons to amaze all of us what one little idea can turn into reality.
Yeah.